I had to change how I was living, so I changed the way I eat, changed the way I felt so I could change the way I speak. I stopped listening to music that was changing how I think. Then I put the liquor down, it's time to change the way I drink. Please don't take it personal, I'm taking care of me. Stressing about my future, it was messing up my...
Hello, Becomers. Welcome to Becoming Her, a space where healing meets empowerment and every story finds its power. I am your host, Ashley Martin, and together we'll explore all the layers, the lessons, and all the leaps that will help you become her. I want you to know that your past is not a prison, your present is your launch pad, and your future is waiting for you to walk into it. Today, I want to explore and dive into all of the ways that we talk to ourselves. So if you have to take away a topic for today, it will be the internal dialogue, the things that you say to yourself. I know that most of us will agree that if someone says something ugly to us, it can be hurtful. We can get frustrated, and some of us irate, right? And I oftentimes think about how frustrating it is to ourselves, like our spirit, when we speak negative things to ourselves. Because we do it so often, it becomes like second nature and something that it's just like unless you are practicing mindfulness every single day, it can really be something that is just habitual and second nature. So I'm here today to give you a gentle reminder to pay attention to the things that you say to yourself. Internal dialogue, what is it? Internal dialogue, again, is simply the things that we say to ourselves. And for example, when I decided to do the podcast, there were so many voices in my head saying, who are you to do a podcast? What are you going to say to people? Why are they going to take you as some credible person or source? And that voice occurred, of course, but then I had to remind myself that I am her. I am her. I am her. I am a person who people not only love to take advice from, but it is second nature to me to be so empowering, so positive, and so encouraging. There's been countless of times where I've personally know that I've lifted people up out of a space of depression. I had to remind myself that that voice that was telling me that I am not capable and I am not ready to speak to other people on this level, that voice was a voice that it wasn't my own. And so when you're telling yourself things like, I'm not good enough, I'm this and I'm that, and all those things that are rooted in, things that make you feel bad and don't validate who you really are, you have to replace it with something else. Replace it with the truth. And so, for example, you have a voice, you're about to approach this big opportunity, and you say to yourself, I'm not ready yet. I'm not prepared. Well, on some levels that might be true, but we're always ready. Because although you may not be prepared for big opportunities, because when you have a big opportunity, sometimes it comes with just navigating how to do things. Like it may be something that you haven't done before. So you have to remind yourself that it's always progress over perfection. And so say, yeah, I may not feel ready, but I am ready. And so that is just something that I want you to remember, something that I want it to land softly, but penetrate hard, because it has to be a way of life of talking to yourself positively. That internal dialogue needs to coincide or be in alignment with truth. And the truth is, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. I want you to also be reminded about, what we say and how those things can bring truth to our lives. And the Bible in the but the book of Mark reminds us that if we say to this mountain, move, it shall be moved. And so again, what we say now, I think that not think it is definitely a metaphor, but it's a metaphor for what we say can help us transmute situations that may not be in our favor. Specifically, when I started esthetician school, and the beginning of it, I said to myself, when I finish, which was in January, I said, I'm taking my test in March and I'm going to pass it on the first try. Well, there were so many women that I personally knew that said it was really hard. Now, granted, it was hard, but, and then someone say, you might have to take it a second time or a third time, but too many people don't pass the first go around. And I don't want to say too many people because I'm sure it's been a lot of women, but my point is I said it and it came true. I passed it on the first go round. But on the flip side of that, I also said I am going to be working by May. And that didn't happen. So then I had to sit with that experience of what have I been telling myself? Have I been telling myself something different than what I told myself? Because it didn't manifest in me working in May. And I know all things are divine timing, but I want to remind you that what we say matters. I have some homework for you. I want you to do some mirror work. I want you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what have I been telling myself that isn't true? What have I been telling myself that doesn't feel right within? And then I want you to replace that with something that is true. For instance, I am not good enough. You simply replace it with, I am good enough. I am worthy. And all of the other things or phrases that are very similar to that. So the next time you are telling yourself something that is rooted in darkness and not empowerment, remind yourself that voice is not my own. I am going to replace that voice that is telling me, that is trying to disempower me, with something empowering. And so that is my takeaway for the day. And I want to switch gears a little bit and just tell all of my listeners, all of my viewers and supporters, thank you. Because the first episode that we released of Becoming Her, the love and the support, it was enormous. And I want to thank you so much because I felt so encouraged. And I shared in a Facebook post and some other social media posts that the first recording it was so nerve-wracking. Even today before I came in, I had to, get my composure together, but I am here. And again, it's always progress over perfection. You may have to try and try again before you get it right, and try many, many times. But never give up. Progress, is something that is going to help you get to the finish line, to be a part of the winning circle, for your new normal to be a life that is filled with happiness, peace, abundance, all of those things. And so be reminded that you create your reality. What you say to yourself, your internal dialogue, it is creating something. It is creating something that you want or creating something that you don't want. So you have to choose. And I just encourage you to choose wisely. Choose the life that you really want. But have your thoughts be in alignment with that life that you want, not the illusion of this, what is currently your reality. And move fearlessly. I had a professor once who said that fear was the false evidence of things appearing real. Illusions. Don't get caught up in what is currently your reality. Again, your thoughts should be in alignment with your future goals and your future self. And so let's also talk about the tip of the day, the beauty tip of the day. As an esthetician, skincare is very important to me. And so my tip of the day is hydrate, moisturize. Taking time to do a nightly routine, that is not vanity, that is self-care. So take some time to love up on yourself, to give your skin that extra moisture and extra love that it needs. And be kind to yourself. Thank you guys for being with me, for listening to another episode of Becoming Her. And I will see you the next time. Bye for now.
Everything I wanna be and everything I love who